Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to my AEW Dynamite review. This is the go-home show before Full Gear this Saturday. So what will be the final hype before this Saturday's pay-per-view as we move on and through this whole election day, day 2, I want to call it right now. What does AEW really have planned tonight? We kick it off with Chris Jericho, which I see continues to shoot himself in the foot on Twitter, looks like every time for some reason. Hey, go look up what he said, you'll see what I'm talking about. But basically him, Santana, and Jake Hager were right there. Jericho started talking about Jake Hager's fight from last week and talking about the toughness he has. Basically, he's 3-0 right now in Bellator. Talking about the scars and the stitches he took from that fight last week. It was a really good fight, too, and he won by split decision, which even though I kind of thought he lost, but he ended up winning. MJF came in and interrupted them, talking about the tension between him and Jericho last week, say he didn't want that. And, he says he's glad Jericho's on commentary, kind of showing what he can be to, some inner circle material. But Jericho says, take a look at Hager and Santana. You see these guys, they're tough as nails and they got killer instinct. I don't think you got it. I think you kind of soft. And MJF said, I'll prove you wrong right now. Jericho came out for commentary, which is probably the best thing on this show. Everybody sings this song. Next thing you know, we got Wardlow and MJF versus Ortiz and Sammy Guevara. Actually a good opener, I should say. Sammy Guevara was on fire out here. Let me say that, number one. This dude was going in, especially hitting that GTH. That was great. I enjoyed that. And whatnot, but I know Wardlow ended up getting an F10 on Ortiz. Sammy broke it up with a splash, hit a springboard axe handle outside, and kind of immediately, I feel like he knew where he was at, but Serpentico or whatnot basically was Matt Hardy in disguise, who threw a chair at Sammy's face to knock him down. MJF get the salt to the earth on Ortiz for the win then, but right after, kind of like Orange Cassidy a few months ago, MJF basically ran into Jericho on the announce table trying to punch him. Security and others broke it up then as Jericho smiled then right after that. So not a bad opener. Not a bad opener at all. I actually thought that was pretty enjoyable, whatnot. So yeah, good tag match. Next, I know that Kenny Omega being interviewed by Tony Schiavone from his home, which Kenny said it's not even his home or his dog. He's just living in Jacksonville temporarily right now, and talked about, AEW. AEW speaks about being a sports-based product. I don't know how true that is anymore at this point. Tell me. But, he talked about the tournament and everything. And he talked about how, Hangman's had to go through wars, but Omega's had to have replacement opponents. And, he said it doesn't really matter or whatnot, but he's beaten them already. And, that he must win the tournament and everything. It's his destiny to win. And basically hold his arms out before leaving then. So, there you go. Next, Trent came out, I guess, right before his match with Miro. Miro talked about, I guess, his mom then. Next thing you know, he went against Trent, which actually wasn't bad of a match. I actually pretty much enjoyed this. I don't like this feud, and I think it looks fucking stupid that they're arguing over a video game machine, but Miro does look like a beast in the ring, and Trent was holding his own, too. This was not bad at all. I actually thought it was pretty good with the match. Just couldn't use the whole, I don't know if this is starting a shell thing. I don't know. But, like I said, though, Miro, though, got the win, basically, hitting him with the accolade, and whatnot. Basically, got after, went back to put the accolade again, but Chuck stopped him then kept Sabian as he got a microphone calling him trash. Your mother could have taught you better. Orange Cassidy jumps off the top rope onto them then, and, they basically celebrate right after, Santana, Ortiz and all of them, but, not Ortiz and all of them, but, yeah, basically celebrate the ramp together and everything for leaving out, so, guess that was job they had the hit job, whatnot. Don't really sure if it was completed, wasn't paying attention all the way. I'm sure the job, whatever they were trying to do, was, getting voted on, whatnot. JR, though, was speaking with Hangman Page, and who was very, somewhat kind of a happy drunk right now and nervous at the same time. As, so I know Kenny all his moves, I know everything, I know he's been lying to me and whatnot, and, JR says, I think you're lying and whatnot, because, Hangman basically talked about he was the next AEW champion, said they weren't, but Saturday he's going to prove them something wrong at this point, so get ready for that. Not bad, FTR, I know they had a video package with the Young Bucks. But yeah, out in the video package though, we got a promo from Taz then, who was basically pissed off at what's going on right now. I swear Cage looked like he was ready for a match, but he must have wrestled on Dark or something. And talk about Willie Hobbs, that the clock is ticking for him. But then he talk about Tony Khan going to his office, that he couldn't get to him, waiting out there for 2 hours. But since he's out there waiting and everything, how about him compete right now? Taz basically talk about the ranking system, which he kind of exposed that you know, Cage is number 1. He's 10 and 9 and whatnot. But you know, this whole thing keeps going on, taking away what the I don't even know what they're gonna take it away, but title shots and whatnot. But like I said, Taz basically talked about the ranking system and how bad it is at this point. And you know, Taz went on to basically, you know, like I said, talk about Cage. Starks got on the mic then, saying, you know, I've been around here for a minute now. Every opportunity you've given me, I've crushed it. And, you know, now it's time to give him the ranking and whatnot, since they don't know how to keep up with a ranking system at this point anymore. Really don't, okay? It's just bad. But I know, like I said, the Young Bucks... Wow, I don't know what that Alexa was doing, but like I said, Taz, I can't say the Young Bucks, but Taz, basically, like I say, talked about, you know, management, everything. Same with Ricky Starks, and that they will be there Full Gear Saturday, even though they don't have a car on the, match on the card. They will be there full Saturday, so watch out for that. Next, Taz, what do you call it, Cody? Entitled, Whiner and everything. Same with Dustin, that, you know, Private Party's gonna get theirs tonight and whatnot, so watch out. Now I should say the Young Bucks went against Private Party. I actually thought it happened beforehand, alright? I actually thought it happened before. Yeah, as I said, yes, the Bucks, Private Party and whatnot. Like I said, this was a good match. I think I already said before, which I feel like I've somewhat repeated myself in a way. Like I said, you know, Scorpio Sky and Shawn Spears. I think it was supposed to be a match happening here, which I guess that got canceled. Maybe that's why this match happened. Because, you know, whole coronavirus scare, I believe, so they did not have them there and whatnot. Like I said, this is just to hype up Saturday's match with FTR, which I'm surprised it was so competitive in a way, especially for a title match this Saturday. Which, you know, honestly, I look at that whole feud, even though they had a good video package, it's hard to care about this feud at the same time between the Bucks and FTR. Everybody once talked about this was supposed to be a dream match that's been in the making for almost like 3 or 4 years now, but given how they built and booked this whole thing, it hasn't really been good. I've said before, the Young Bucks, they're trying to be these heel or faces or like slightly heel, have heel tendencies, and you're going against the champions who are heels right now, but you know, they're trying to be like a face heel thing going on, and I don't know, man. It's the whole Young Bucks trying to be edgy or trying to be badasses has not really been believable, and they have not been able to really pull it off, and it hasn't really looked good. So can't really say was a fan of this that much with this whole feud going on. Almost got the match was even Saturday. Thing I would say to take away from this whole thing, even though the match was I thought the match was good and whatnot, like I said, this feud it just really hasn't clicked or really made anybody care about. I will say the FTR coming out doing the post-match attack on the Bucks, focusing on Matt Jackson's leg, which you know, both Hangman and Kenny Omega basically came out to make the save. Also having a stare down because they will be facing each other at the pay-per-view also in them finals of that tournament and whatnot. So kind of somewhat having a crossover with both stories at the same time. So that little ending segment was not bad from all of it. But like I said, the whole tag title match thing, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks win just because of the whole, oh, if we don't win, this is the last time we'll face for the titles type of thing. Next, I would say maybe this was the best thing out of the entire show tonight was the I guess I say contract signing, which Tony Schiavone had both Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley come out. If any of these two touch each other, basically the match will be called off for this Saturday in an I Quit match. Basically, Kingston got in Moxley's face, saying he's going to take that championship from him. Basically saying why he can, tell his mom that he does not even have a grandson for her or daughter-in-law yet because of that title right there. That's what matters is wrestling right now. That this championship is very important in our sport, in this business today, and that's why he's become everything he's hated because of Moxley. But Moxley went on to say, like, it's it's important who you call your friends. He's got 4 quarters and more than 100 pennies and whatnot, but he thought Eddie would never betray him and whatnot. He says, listen, man, I know your mom, which Eddie Kingston told him to shut up several times. He listen, I broke bread with you. I've said grace with you. I've sat down with you. I was happy when you signed your contract. I was happy that you was here in AEW. But basically, the loudest one in the room is always the weakest. And you've been doing a lot of talking lately. And listen, you finally got your shot after 18 years and everything. The face for this title right here and whatnot. Because Saturday, you won't be able to make that promise to your mom that you always said you were gonna, have that title, so you're gonna, basically break a promise that you couldn't keep. Kingston basically walked out, says, yeah, it's real now, and you better be prepared to die this Saturday, basically. As Moxley pretty much told him, like, yeah, he'll see you this Saturday also. Which, like I said, this was the best promo of the entire night. I recommend watching it more than I can say it right now. Just seeing the intensity and passion from both of these guys, it felt real. It felt legit. That's how great it was. So, yeah. That's basically like the realest stuff you was going to find throughout the entire night. So I definitely will go back and watch that promo. Awesome stuff right there. Speaking of more awesome, we actually got a video from Pac. We haven't heard from Pac in almost 7 months now. And he talked about sitting in isolation for 7 months and basically saying you got nobody to play with. And sitting around can make you kind of go a bit crazy, which I'm sure a lot of people have been going through that lately. And basically the video showed him in, I guess, several places of London, I guess, training, and say he's been lost and he's been abandoned before, but he's going to get stronger, faster, and more obsessed before. Hopefully they can get Pac back in the country one way or another. I don't know when Pac will be back. I know it's a lot of travel restrictions that are still, between England and America. I think they may have went on a second lockdown, if I'm not mistaken. But, hey, I could be wrong about that. But still, we're not able to get Pac back in AEW. Hopefully soon they'll get him back. But at least it's nice to hear from him after this much time has passed and whatnot. Because I don't know when he'll be back. But hopefully they can get him into the country one way or another. Okay? Next, though, Nyla Rose went against Red Velvet. Apparently, Nyla Rose has a title shot this Saturday at the pay-per-view, which I did not know. I will give my friend Steven one thing, and he calls this every week now. Every Wednesday night at about 8:30, 9:30, wherever you live at. That's basically when the women's match comes on, and it'll probably last maybe 5 minutes if lucky. Okay, well, 1 minute for this one, maybe a little segment here. But then again, I didn't know Nyla Rose had a title shot in general. I didn't know there was even a women's title shot on this show for Saturday. I really didn't. I didn't know. Nyla Rose won. Vicky Guerrero got in the microphone in because Brandy Rhodes was out there. Basically, Brandy has to do anything she can to get any time on TV. Why is she even out here? I don't even know. And she says you might as well say, change your label to CBO to Chief Bullshit Officer and whatnot. And she says, I'm done with you. She went over to Sheeta, basically saying you need to surrender the title before Nyla breaks your bones. So enjoy your final days with the belt and whatnot. Basically, they had like a small brawl in right after that. So I don't really care, honestly. The whole women's division is bad in general. And then, it's so funny when they go over the card and with the pre-show, it got Serena D versus Allison Kay. I didn't know Allison Kay was even going to be on this show. And trust me, I'm sure everybody's going to say they need to capitalize and sign Allison Kay, because obviously I don't think she's probably with the NWA anymore. Then again, NWA just dropping guys. They're just dropping like flies lately around. And come on, we don't even know if Thunder Rosa's even. Well, apparently Thunder Rosa's still on an NWA contract, according to Billy Corgan. But some people may think she's gonna opt out and go to WWE, or I don't know what's going on with Thunder Rosa. And sometimes AEW makes very bad mistakes, and very just bad, stupid mistakes when they could take advantage or capitalize. Because some say, like I said before, they had a chance to get Mercedes Martinez. They had a chance to get Deonna Purrazzo, which honestly I think both of those women made the right choice of going somewhere else, because this women's division is very horrible and they don't know how to book the women. So we know how bad it is and whatnot. So I don't know if they'll sign Allison Kay, but very interesting that she'll be on this show to go for the NWA Women's Championship this Saturday on the pre-show. Probably will have a better match in the championship for the AEW one itself. So we'll see what happens with that. They had another video package for JR and Omega. I don't know who played that music, but that was I don't know why they played that music. That didn't really fit the tone for a match between both of these guys this Saturday. Not a good music choice. But though we do move on into the main event. Cody Rhodes and the Gunn Club, Badass Billy Gunn and his son Austin Gunn versus the Dark Order, Colt Cabana, John Silver, and 10. It's nothing I could really say from this match. It was a spot fest. Good for Austin Gunn getting a pin and everything. So he got the quick draw on 10 for the win. So I have really nothing to say about this match other than it was a spot fest. And hey, it's good to see Billy back in the ring and hitting famous sir. The guy can still move. The guy still looks in incredible shape and amazes me. He's not on TV more often, which makes no sense. But yeah, like I said, other than Billy looking better than half of the roster and whatnot, this was basically a spot fest of a match. And then the Dark Order surrounded the ring after Cody and them won. I guess John Silver was going to sneak up on him with a chair, but Orange Cassidy came out and hit the orange punch on him because they have a pre-show match coming up. And then Cody got on the mic and started talking about, he doesn't like telling stories that aren't true, but he talked about how, his opponent Darby Allin, who sits in the rafters like Sting sits in, Sting sits in the rafters, I should say, but high in the crowd somewhere, which there's already rumors about Sting coming to AEW again. But Cody, talked about that, telling people that the TNT doesn't want him to be the face of the brand, that he's too reckless, but he says it's not true. They love him to be the champion, but it's not going to happen. And, talk about the other EVPs, and they weren't sure if they should even let him wrestle himself for the title. Basically going on about how, he fought the evil empire and got to where he is right now, which, by the way, I guess he should say, we can start calling him Cody Rhodes again, since I think WWE finally gave up that lawsuit so he can use the Rhodes name again. And basically talked about Darby needs to stop lying to himself, saying, he's not a champion and everything because you are not the ace, and, the ace is holding his title right now. So basically saying he'll see him Saturday. Obviously, this was a better show, I'll say that, than last week. Maybe because it was a go-home show. A majority of it was video packages and promos, but at least they left a great enough impression to sell you on the pay-per-view this Saturday. I'll give them that. So this was a better show than whatever they had going on last week. Like I said, mostly just build up to see what's going to happen this Saturday on the pay-per-view. So not bad, I'll say, to end it off, especially the Moxley and Kingston segment was the best segment on this show. So, not bad stuff. We'll see what happens with Full Gear this Saturday. I will have a review for that. No joint review. Something came up, but we will have a review for Full Gear. So, we'll see what happens. I do like the card, what's going on. Like I said, we'll see some good matches. Like I said, Kingston and Mox, great promo. Let's see if it can actually live up to the hype, though, with some of these matches. That's the case I think people want to know. Will it actually live up to the hype? Okay? Because I'm not even sure with half of these matches and whatnot. Because I will say one thing. I don't need to see another Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara match again. Whatever this be, delete, or whatever's going to happen. Because half the time I feel like they're trying to kill Matt Hardy several times. Because this guy's nearly dying in all his matches. Okay? But like I said, didn't even know there was a AEW Women's title on a match on this show anyways. The tag titles, we'll see. Omega versus Page, that can be really good. So we'll see what comes from that. So Jericho, MJF. I don't know. We'll see what happens this Saturday. That's all I can really say. So this was the Go Home show for Full Gear tonight. So other than that, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about AEW tonight. Did you like this show? And are you looking forward to Full Gear this Saturday? Okay. Other than that, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace.